How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have a special guest with us tonight. She can say her name, what she does, and all that good stuff.
Hello, Audio Addiction. Thank you for having me. My name is Jackie Faye, aka Drippy J. Some people call me that. I'm coming to you live from Los Angeles, but I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. I do music. Check me out if you're trying to listen to some good music, catch a vibe. Jackie Faye on Spotify. All that. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
There we go. Well, first question, Jackie, I'm sure you get asked this a lot. How did you get started out in music? What kind of inspired you to get started? Like really where you got your roots from, and then, how you kind of got into what you're doing now and, going further pretty much.
Okay. That one's always tough to answer because I feel like everyone has it's almost like when was the first time you listened to music,
Sure, yeah.
Or actually get into it. So I feel like I did, my parents did that Asian thing where I took piano lessons and stuff, but I hated the piano. I think it was because my piano teacher had really bad breath. And so it was I just distinctly remember that as a 10-year-old,
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I've always loved music. My family's always been around music. My dad, when he was in LA, he had a recording studio. He would just record all these Taiwanese people and make Taiwanese pop and would burn CDs. So he had a recording studio. Yeah, I remember being 6 years old. He's get in the studio, sing some songs. A lot of Michael Jackson songs. He loved Michael Jackson. So I think that really influenced me in terms of wanting to be in the booth and make music and seeing that. But yeah, my family just always listened to music. My mom always had Delilah radio on. My dad played guitar. He had the studio. My sister loved, and she's 6 years older than me. She loved music, and she constantly had it around. She had burned CDs a fucking Chingy and Drake and all the chopped and screwed versions of every single classic out there, 3 6 Mafia, UGK.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? She would bump that, and I would be forced to sleep with her at night because this is how it is. And so she would dead ass sleep to hard nut if you she would go to sleep to sipping on 3 6, and it was just dude. But specifically the chopped and screwed version, so I don't know. I would say that's kind of the influences in the environment. Also being in the South, being influenced by people like Erykah Badu. I'm from Texas, so we gave y'all Beyonce, we gave y'all Solange, we gave y'all Erica, we gave y'all the Dixie Chicks, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, and yeah, so I haven't in college and all throughout high school, I would write poems and I would write songs and I would play it on the guitar. And I've been writing songs since I was a kid. And I even auditioned for SM.
Wow.
The K-pop when I was 13. I was trying to get in there. But I would say I didn't start taking it seriously and calling myself an artist and stuff until maybe after college, after I wrote and recorded my first song really from beginning to end. And now I'm just not gonna stop. This shit is what I do. And so yeah, that's kind of my intro.
That's awesome. And it's cool. I imagine growing up in a musical family, your dad being a producer early on, I imagine that kind of shaped why you wanted to get into music, why music is so important to you.
Right.
Early on, do you feel he was influential into you getting into the booth and really pushing you to do stuff, or was it more so after college you're man, I'm really finding my sound, my roots, and really kind of trying to push Jackie Faye to the next level,
to the forefront?
Yeah,
that's really interesting. I've never actually thought about it like that. I think definitely the introduction or being exposed to that kind of thing as a kid, how could it not leave an impression?
Sure.
Right. But I think in terms of becoming in putting myself out there as an artist, I think it was more baby steps. You start off writing songs and then you freestyle with your friends and you're I'm rocking Tommy Hilfiger, you look like a refrigerator. Shit like that, all the way to being in college. And then I would enter in college, I would still write songs and I would write and around my friends, I'd be check out this remix I did to this Drake beat. And they're Jack, you can actually rap. And then so having that kind of being more comfortable with myself and putting it out there. And then I would enter these talent competitions. So in college, there was this Asian American talent competition, whatever. And Dumbfounded was actually a judge.
Very cool.
And I performed and I won. I didn't fucking think I was going to win because there were, I was the only rapper.
Sure.
But yeah, to be fair, 2 out of the 3 judges were rappers. So I feel that was a little, but whatever. I won. So then, and he gave me really good feedback and I was okay, maybe I should actually try doing this. Then I auditioned for, have you heard of Collaboration?
I have heard of collaboration. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, Collaboration Star. I think it was 2016, and I just went for it because like someone was like, "Hey, I'm going to this collaboration audition. You should come." And his name is Leo Shaw. Shout out to him. At Low High Official. You know, gotta plug the boy. But he was like, "You should audition." I auditioned, and it was like some dirty remix I did to like Two Chains. It was a Two Chains. It was Watch Out by Two Chains. It was the instrumental, and I got in. I was a finalist, so I performed for Collaboration Star.
Very
And then
cool.
after that, yeah, after that, it was like kind of like, oh shit, like performing is really like my shit. But then, you know, kind of after that, then I started recording. Then I graduated college and I entered the workforce, and then I was depressed for 2 years. I was like, dude, this isn't what I
I
should
know
be
that
doing with my
feeling.
time. Yeah. And so I think to answer your question though, I think it's like a slow sort of buildup of perhaps like taking like confronting the fear of, you know, judgment and like
Yeah.
putting yourself out there. But then the more you do it, like those little baby steps, the easier it gets. And then eventually it's like, oh, I'm not, let me try performing for someone, or let me write this song and show it to someone. It's more like, oh, let me record this, release it on Spotify, let me perform it in front of a crowd. And then it
Yeah.
becomes more and more comfortable. You get used to it, and sort of you sort of like build from there. So
I
yeah.
feel the same vibes. Like that's how like I started out the channel. Like I was
Hmm.
like a nobody. I was just like I love music. I'm just a music nerd. That's something I enjoy doing. And I was
Hmm.
just like, you know, I just get out there and do it. People find out about what you do, then I mean, obviously you're doing something right and people are like liking your content and stuff. So I mean, I definitely dug it. I'm not like I'll say I am not like the biggest in the rap game, but like I definitely knew a lot of the artists you mentioned. Like I want to give a shout out to Dumbfounded too. Like he's one of the people that I like grew up listening to just because like he's
Okay.
Korean and like you know obviously got to
Yes.
rep with the family, you know, the Korean family. So
No,
like he's
shout out to the, you know, shout out to the Korean culture, you know what I'm saying? And specifically with Dumbfounded, I think no matter if you fuck with his music or not, you really have to respect what he did for, I mean, himself,
yeah
but as a result of him being himself and like pursuing what he really wanted to do, really like made a stamp on the culture and being like, hey, like I'm like the first kind of really Asian rapper to do it like this. So yeah, 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 for sure. Shout out to Dumbfounded.
he's
Shout out to
great.
the Koreans. Shout out to the Koreans. You
Yeah,
know.
I remember finding like some like old mixtapes of him and like I remember listening to like I know his name's now Russell, I'm pretty sure, but like D Pride when back in the day and stuff like that. So like
Okay.
I remember like really getting into rap like early on and then kind of like fizzled out, but then like now I'm taking it back and getting into the resurgence of like Korean
Okay.
rap, like who's in it, like who's popular. Does that affect like your rapping style? Obviously you want to like infuse your culture into your like artistry and stuff. Do you feel like you're a woman obviously and like you're
Oh, am
Asian
I?
American?
Okay.
I mean
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would
I
deduce
am. I'm
I would
definitely
deduce
yes.
um
Yes.
and like you know you're Asian American and stuff like that, so like does that play a part in like your writing style, like what you rap about, stuff like that? Because I'd imagine like if I was you know into rap, I feel like that would affect my way of living and like
Yeah.
obviously where you grow up obviously affects your writing too, but like
Yeah.
do you feel like Asian
No.
as a culture kind of affects what you write about?
Yeah. Of course. Like that's like asking like how does your identity as an artist influence your work as an art?
Sure,
Like
sure.
it has everything to do with like any artist, like whether you're like a painter or like whatever, we can get philosophical. But I feel like as an especially as a musical artist and the things that I write about and the stories that I tell or the experiences that I feel like I'd like to communicate
Sure.
come from me. And in order for me to express those experiences or feelings in a way that feels like obviously authentic and genuine, it has to be coming from me.
Yeah.
And then so like, what does that really mean? Like, who am I type shit? But like, I think the you don't necessarily have to know yourself to like be yourself or feel confident or like love yourself necessarily. But I do feel like there needs to be like a real connection to who you are as a person in order to express that to people, or at least like the desire and the practice of like really working at doing you and stuff. So yeah, does my essentially does my identity and my influences my culture? Absolutely. Like I talk about it all the time. And if anything, growing up, you know, even like auditioning for SM and stuff like that, when we think about the American music kind of, there's obviously no Asians like doing it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of my inspiration for like, oh, this is what like Asian artists are doing came from the fact that my mom would like rent VHS tapes from like the ajushi down the street of like Music Bank, and we would watch it, and we would see like these K-pop stars like back in the day, like Sonushida, Wonder Girls, 21, like people who look like me
Yeah.
on a stage, like doing their thing. Like obviously we can talk about like the whole K-pop industry and its problems, but
Yeah. Yeah.
my as in America, yeah, being in America watching that, I think it gave me sort of like the, oh, like this is what Asian artists are doing over there. Like we could totally be doing, it's just different over here. Like we don't necessarily have to be them, right? Because I'm not over here like obviously not a K-pop star, but like I think uh it definitely gave me sort of this like vision of what it could be, like what artistry and like music looks like as an Asian person, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I don't even know if I answered your fucking question.
No, I feel
But
like that.
okay.
I feel like you answered my question really well
Okay.
because, like, from my perspective, like, I like grew up adopted, so like, I don't have
Hmm.
Asian parents. So like, when I
Hmm.
have like Asian artists on that are like have like the full blown like Asian posse,
Hmm.
like I get like I don't understand that because I was like basically raised as a white person,
Right.
so like when
But
I
you
ask
look
this question,
right.
but I look it though, like if anybody came up to me
Hmm.
on the street, they'd be like, "You're for sure Asian."
Hmm.
And so like whenever I ask a question, like I kind of get that idea that they're like, oh yeah, like I already know what I'm going to be talking about because it's my life, and like you should get it because you're also Asian and stuff like that.
Right.
But like for me, it's cool to like hear different perspectives and have it kind of more for change your
Right.
like perspective on like how you write or like the music that like really inspires you to do what you do.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Just like, I mean, and even if you were raised by white parents, like you're still obviously an Asian person. And like
Correct.
when
Yeah.
people see you, they're gonna treat you. I mean, and if by this point, if somebody's listening, they're like, "Oh, you don't get treated differently because you're Asian." It's like, okay, but
No,
like
for
they're
sure, for
obviously
sure.
gonna, right? You get treated like an Asian person. You have this like identity. It's a part of your identity. You know, it's not something that you choose. So I
Yeah.
totally get that. And because of that, it's like it formulates sort of like your experience and how you perceive things. For sure. Yeah, I'm with that. Most
100%.
definitely.
Well, we got real philosophical, Jackie, but we're gonna move it on to
Yeah.
the next thing. Who are some of
Okay.
who are some like female Asian artists that like really inspired you like growing up? Obviously, you mentioned a few like K-pop artists, but I imagine those don't really
Oh yeah.
truly affect your style of
Female
music.
Asian artists,
Yeah,
they're
but
barely there's like one and it's Nora. It's
yeah,
Aquafina. I think I really respect what she did out there. I love how she just like moved and not like irrespective of like the actual like output of like music or whatever.
mm-hmm.
The fact that she grinded it out, and I know like there's always like judgment going on as an artist, especially as an Asian woman. But the fact that she did it and she's still doing it and she's still doing it and she's still like doing it and she's getting better and better, you know.
Yeah,
So that's definitely one. Obviously, 21, Wonder Girls, specifically Yubin was my bias. Love that bitch. Shout out to Yubin. I was obsessed with Sonoshida growing up. My little gay ass. I think that was for a whole different reason though. But like, um, yeah, I love them. I don't think outside of like K-pop and Aquafina, there is no really other inspiration to look up to. But if we're talking about like musically, most of my inspirations are women, mostly women of color, like Erica Badu for sure is top, Missy Elliott, even Dolly Parton. I fucking love Dolly Parton. How many? Who? Meg Thee Stallion even right now is
yeah,
killing it. Nicki for sure. Nicki, Lil Kim, Queen Latifah, Brandy, fucking. I mean Mary J. Blige. Like there's
yeah.
so many women who have done like such. I mean, made a splash in the industry, of course, but have just produced such great music.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like often as a rapper, like you're always like, who's your favorite? And you, of course, you got like the Lil Waynes and the Drakes,
Yeah, yeah.
and the 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz is one of my favorite rappers of all time. But I feel like in terms of like the women who have really made a stamp on the industry and the culture, like Missy, like all time. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
So
feel.
yeah, it's only sad that there's not as many Asian women out there, but there's definitely a plenty of selection of women in hip hop, especially now more than ever.
Oh, 100%. Like I feel like shout outs to the label 88 Rising. I feel like a lot they have like a lot of like Asian influence, like Asian artists on their roster, and like anytime that I get a chance to like highlight what they do is great because I know that
Hmm.
they have countless artists that are just like doing good stuff, and I really enjoy it. But like I do gotta give a shout out to Aquafina. Like that was another one like up with Dumbfounded like that I got into
Hmm.
early on, and like to see her growth as like she did like TV stuff, like she's still
Yeah.
making music, then now she's in movies and like she's doing that big shit. So, gotta
Yeah.
give her the
And
props.
yeah, and the thing is, like, she really did it, and she took the risk. Like, I think, I mean, I don't know her personally.
Neither do I.
Yeah, but then it's like the fact that, you know, you just decided and then you stuck with it, and then you stuck with the belief that you were going to get through it, and maybe you didn't know whether or not you were going to fucking make it or not, but like
Yeah.
you did it, and now look, she probably did it for herself again, like because she wanted to do it, but like the impact that that has um across just everything is so like fucking crazy that anyway.
Yeah, it's inspirational.
Anyway,
Like the grind is
it
real.
is.
Sometimes like when you're in the dirt, you're like, man, I don't know if I want to do it. But then you like look up at like some people that you are inspired by, and you're like,
Right.
man, they did it. Like they worked their asses off to get to that point. Like I feel like her story is definitely like an inspiration, at least like for.
Must have.
I feel like for Asian people in general, like she's just doing that big
Yeah,
shit
exactly.
now, and like she, you spent years and years grinding it out, like so you got to give her props for
Right.
like really working it. Um,
Yeah, exactly. And she's done it like, even if we remove like the whole, if we just talk about Asians,
yeah.
she's like killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you don't even have to like forget like the female thing real quick. Just for like she's really doing it for the culture. And also on that note, like shout out to Lucy Liu.
Yeah,
She
Lucy Liu,
really did
the
it. I'm
OG.
obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with Lucy Liu. But yeah, on some Lucy Liu shit. And then um of course all these other Asian American people in the industry and have been grinding it out for so long. But anyway,
Yeah.
we can go. I can go down a
We could
rabbit
talk
hole.
we could talk about
Yeah,
that for
we can
hours,
talk about this forever.
but I do appreciate the shout outs to like a lot of like, people of color and like women artists in the scene. Like
Hmm.
there's a lot of people that are doing big shit like even underground, and like it's always cool to find out about like a cool like artist like yourself that's like doing their work. So like,
Thank you.
it's tough. Like so, shout outs to Jackie, which is the next question I'd like
Yay.
to ask you. For people who are new, don't know Jackie Faye, what is one song you'd recommend to a new listener
New listener.
of
Okay.
yours song, just in case that wasn't clear?
Okay. Well, I would say if you want to get a general sense, um, right place, wrong time
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
is a good one. It was the first song I've ever written and recorded. Jesus. I've ever recorded, and it was the first song that I actually like put into the recording. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna make this a song. And I think that's a really good intro because that's my starting point. I think it gives a good vibe. I'm gonna talk about other shit though, since you plug.
Go
I
ahead,
just dropped
talk
a
about
single.
it all.
Yeah, I just dropped a single called Gray Skies. Please go check it out, everyone. It's like more in your feelings. It's slower, and I think what's interesting is like if you listen to Right Place Wrong Time, you know where I'm starting off. And I've been in my musical journey just exploring different sounds and different cadences, different different producers and all this other kind of stuff. So right now I'm still like experimenting on like what my sound really is, and I hope if you'll join me on this journey, you'll get to see like different flavors of my music. So Gray Skies is my latest and greatest, and so you'll see where I've changed from Right Place Wrong Time to Gray Skies.
I would agree. Like I do my damnedest to like listen to every guest that I have on here, and I was listening
Thank
through
you.
like your catalog, and I was like, you know what? It's cool to hear like the first song that you like wrote all the way to like Gray Skies, the newest one, and I'm like, wow, this is like quite an evolution, as like an artist.
Right.
And like
Oh, thank you,
for
Brandon.
me for me that is not like familiar with rap, I probably had to take a little bit more listens, but like it's cool to see like on a lyrical aspect like your growth from like first song to like Gray Skies too. Like I feel like
Yes.
there's just so much like thought, there's a little bit of like metaphors here
Oh,
and there.
thanks, Brandon.
It rocked. So like
Wait, thanks, Brandon.
like I feel like I gotta leave all the links below. Go check them all out. Like I'll leave her
Hey,
Spotify down below. Go check her out. Go give her them
tap in.
streams. But
Double tap, double tap. No, I appreciate that because that is, and that's a really astute observation, might I add, because I think, yeah, writing is like one of my core, I feel like, basics in terms of like my musical journey. And
mhm.
so, yeah, for sure, like the writing has changed. I've been experimenting like how I write and how I express those things. So yeah, Gray Size is definitely different. But
Yeah,
anyway,
the flow from the first song to the Gray Skies, the newest song, is just like completely different, but like it just works. Like, you know, like you see like
Oh, thank
it's
you.
like, you know, it's like you see like the first Marvel movies and you're like, man, these are
Yeah, exactly.
like these are starting out, but then you like see the end and you're like at the end of it and you're like, holy shit, I spent
I
all that
appreciate
time just trying to like
trying to
envision it all, and then it just kind of all makes sense. So I
approach
gotta
it.
give it the shout. But um
Thank you. Thank you
also,
for
Jackie,
noticing.
I do feel like you take a lot of obviously your influences that you mentioned earlier. Like you do have that like kind of like Two Chains feel too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like obviously I am probably the last person to talk about rap about, but like I do does have that like Two Chains. Like you can hear a little bit of, like, at least for me. I hope you take this as a compliment. Like there's definitely a little bit of Aquafina vibes in there. Obviously,
Okay.
shouts to Aquafina, but like there's a little bit of that, and then like a little Erica Badu like sprinkled in there, you know. So
Yeah,
I
that's
dug it. Like there was just a nice
well,
mix
thank you.
of everything. So go check out
Yes.
Jackie for sure.
Thank you,
Uh
sir. Yes, and like I've worked damn hard to sort of keep pushing, so I really appreciate you. And yes, Two Chainz is like one of my all-time favorite rappers, and people kind of, I mean, unless like you really listen to rap, right, you're like, okay, yeah, Two Chainz is, but like some people are like Two Chainz, like what the fuck? But like, don't give Two Chainz his motherfucking respect.
I got you.
Two Chainz has made bangers after like Birth. Come on, like Two Chainz is bust out with some bangers, and he's one of the most talented. He's actually an amazing writer. Like his punchline game is really crazy. I feel like he's one of the very few rappers that can like you can listen to, like rock to in a dance club, but at the same time like laugh.
Oh,
He's like
100%.
he's a comedian. Do you know what I mean? But you hear it in his music, and that's something that really inspires me, and something that I try to incorporate with my music as well. Like when you listen to it, you're like, "What the fuck did you just say?" You know, like what, like what? Yeah, yeah.
He's
So
clever. That's what, whenever I listen to
yeah,
Two Chains, I'm like, man, he's methodical. I
he's
like that, you
super.
know?
Yeah, he's super witty.
Yeah, 100%. But next question, Jackie, who have you been jamming recently? What's on your Spotify? What have you just kind of been jamming on a day-to-day basis?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me look. I've been doing. I go through phases of music. Like sometimes I do country. A
Oh,
lot of people are
okay.
like, "What the fuck?" But you know, I fucking love country. I'm not talking about like boo boo, like racist, let the South will rise again country. I'm talking about like the Dixie Chicks. I'm talking about like Fleetwood Mac, you know,
Got you. I got you.
um,
I know the vibes.
Johnny Cash, fucking even Darius, throwing some Darius Rucker in that bitch. But recently, I just got out of my country phase. I've been listening to a lot of Blast. He's amazing. Um, I've been listening to Thames. She's an
Ooh,
amazing
yeah.
Nigerian artist. There's this girl. Her name is uh, Amber Mark. She's really cool, inspiring stuff. But like these are always like phases of like music that I just like, and I'm like rocking to in terms of like the new wave. But then I always have a consistent flow. Like I have a classics playlist that I play every week, and it consists of Megan Thee Stallion. Here, let me pull it up. Megan Thee Stallion, UGK, 3 6, Aaliyah,
Ooh, Aaliyah.
um, Lil Flip. See a lot of Sierra in there, and so
Oh,
it's
Sierra.
like that like early 2000s vibe that I always like go back to.
I
So
got you. That
yeah,
2000s R&B soul, you know, the vibes. I feel
yes,
that
hip
it's
hop.
hip hop
It
all
was a
day.
different era, dude. Long white tees, you know what I'm saying? Band-aids on the face, baby fat, all that. I love it.
There we go. Next question, Jackie, is a fun one. If you could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
Ooh, like any genre.
Any genre. Like if you were to be in the booth and you're like, "Yo, guys, I'm going to record a cover. It's going to be one that I love." What would you want to put out?
Ooh, honestly, if I ain't got you by Alicia Keys.
Hmm.
I know it's like basic, but like I love that song. And that one would take a bunch of practice. So that would take like maybe like a couple of years of me just like training to be able to like get it to where I want it to be. Yeah, but like definitely Alicia Keys.
Oh, that's a classic. That's like
Yeah.
Alicia Keys is one of my loves. So gotta give a shout out to Alicia Keys. Guys, if you want to hear Jackie Faye cover the Alicia Keys track, you already know. You gotta add her on
Yo.
Twitter and just like hound her to death. No, don't hound her to death.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. I don't want that to happen. Just
No, I don't want none of that smoke.
lightly
But
suggest it. You know, just like, you know, hit her with the like, you know, free throw, like, you know, yo, Jackie, can you do that cover, Alicia Keys? Okay, thank you. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm here for it. It might not drop in the next like 4 to 5 years, but I mean, I'm here for it. I will do it.
Listen, I'm here for the long game. So if it does happen
Okay.
eventually, listen,
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's
I
gonna
want to say I'll
happen.
commit to it. You know what I mean?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Next question, Jackie. Another fun one. Favorite food to eat? What's your go-to meal?
Ooh, that one's hard because I fucking love food. It
Same.
depends.
Same.
If I'm hungover, I'm just gonna plug in the homie real quick. If I'm hungover, I go to Hanbat. It's a Salongtang spot. And excuse my fucking Korean. I know it's bad, but it's a Salongtang spot in K-Town, in LA, and it's like the best fucking shit. But that's if I'm hungover. If it's like a casual fucking day, naengmyeon is my shit. It's hard. Sometimes tacos, like you can't.
Oof.
There's so much. There's so much. There's so much. Fried chicken.
Oof. Fried chicken.
Like good fried chicken. Fried chicken, waffles, gravy. Honestly, sometimes Waffle House. You said pick one. I'm just like, shit. So yeah, I think you get the idea.
I feel that. You know, listen, there's nothing like real Korean where I live in New Jersey, so like I have to go into Philly, so it's real tough. But your boy,
no, Jersey has. I heard Jersey has good ass Korean. Like, I went to what is it called, like Palisades or something up there, or like.
I gotta find it. Like I gotta find. You gotta.
I'll send you links after. There's
Korean
really
people
Korean
that are watching this, you need to give me some good Korean spots in Jersey. I will travel to these places. Listen, I need to, like, there was a Korean spot where I used to live at my old house, and I can't go anymore because it burnt down. But like, listen,
Yikes.
I'm trying to find that spicy Korean.
Oh man, there's
genuine.
No, after I'm sending you some motherfucking links. Like, I went to this spot in Jersey. I forgot what it was called. It was in like this obviously super Korean. It was like a suburb, but it was bomb as hell, dude.
Okay.
It was comparable to LA, high key. Yeah.
Ooh, all right. Jackie's gonna be hitting me with the plugs. That's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to New Jersey.
I have to give you a shout out. I was checking out the Instagram and I saw you got a photo with Desus from Desus and Mero. So shout out to the gang, Desus and Mero. I love their shit.
I love him.
They're the best.
Love him.
How was that experience? I know that seems way off topic from what we're talking about now. But I gotta give the shout outs to Desus and Mero. I watch them every night, all the time. Reruns, all that shit. They're hilarious.
I love them. No, they're fucking hilarious, and I think what they're doing also is just amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are people who are like trailblazing a path just because they decided to do something different. So 100%. What they're doing with late night is like amazing. But yeah, I forgot I was drunk in Brooklyn one day, and high key, like, I was just fucking around, and my friend was visiting. My friend Ozadi, she was visiting, and we were walking around. I think we were trying to go to this bar. And then all of a sudden I see him. And I was like, wait, or I didn't even recognize him at first. But Ozadi was like, my friend. I don't know if you can, maybe if you don't mind cutting out her name.
Just bleeping it out. You got it.
Yeah. Saw him, and this motherfucker's like tall. Like, he's
tall.
I feel like he's well above 6 foot. And then she was like, isn't that like Desus from, like Vice or whatever? And I was like, look, I was like, that is. And I was like, I have to get a motherfucking picture with him. Because they were like, oh, I don't really want to, but I'm a super fan. Like, I love him.
I got you, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, are you Mr. Desus Nice? And he was like, yeah. I was like, can I please take a picture with you? And he was like, yeah. So we just took a picture, and I was like, I love what you're doing with late night. And he was like, thank you. And he was with some girl, so I don't know. Like, I was probably like holding him up from something, but it was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool meeting him. He's super nice. He was super nice. And I mean, it was a 2-minute conversation. I was just fangirling.
I feel like if I saw Desus or Mero, I would be like, guys, I love you so much. So
yeah, for sure. And I mean, he was definitely way taller than I thought. He's super tall.
Yeah, he seems tall. So shout outs to Bodega Hive. Got to give him that love. But the next question, Jackie, if you could pick somebody to collaborate with on your dream team, who would you want to have featured on the next Jackie Faye track?
2 Chainz.
Oh,
for sure. I would love that.
There we go. Well, guys, listen. Power of Twitter.
Make it happen.
Power of Twitter. Listen, manifest, first of all. Manifest. Secondly, you got to go on to Twitter on your phone, on your computer, on the Wi-Fi from Starbucks. You got to go do it. So tag Jackie Faye on Twitter. Tag 2 Chainz on Twitter. Type in collab ? I that's a done deal. That's written.
Drippy J, 2 Chainz collab. I would actually love that so much. I would be honored. Yeah, so internet, make it happen. Audio Addiction, please just let me know.
Let's go. Let's make it happen. Listen, I'm all about trying to make the dreams a reality. So let's get it going, guys. But the next question, Jackie, obviously you rap, but if there was another musical instrument you could master, what would it be?
The guitar.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. Other than my voice as an instrument, right, which is like my primary.
Yes.
I've been trying to pick up the guitar since like I've been playing for a little while. I try my best, but if I could master it, I would feel so sexy. Like no one could talk to me. Like I would just like pull up like to a club
and just got your guitar out.
Just like in the middle of the day, like while everybody's throwing ass, like I'm just like and not give a fuck. It would be so cool if I could play the guitar, but I'm working on it.
There we go. Well, we'll have to keep you updated. Listen, if you need help, Jackie, I play guitar, so if you need some.
You do?
I do. I have my three guitars hanging out off camera over here. But,
oh shit!
Yeah, so I do play guitar.
Then. Yeah, let's fucking start a session.
Let's go. Next question, Jackie. I ask this one a lot. I'm a nerd, so I like asking it. So I'm not curious. I'm very curious on your answer. But if you could be a video game character.
Oh, I'm also a nerd. Shout out to the nerds. Recently, this one's hard because I'm like, am I gonna go classic or am I gonna go? I'm gonna go new school.
Hit me with a classic and hit me with a new school because you seem like hardcore, like you know. So.
Yeah. Okay. So if I were gonna go classic, it would be Chun-Li because of course
the girl.
Yes. If it were, what if I said somebody like Princess Peach? It'd be so whack. But anyway, if I were going new school, Horizon Zero Dawn, Aloy.
Ooh, yeah.
I love that game. Also, tell me why they actually incorporated a lesbian love story in the background. I was here for it.
Listen, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Listen, those answers, prime. Chef's kiss.
Thank you.
Loved them.
Thank you.
So, shoutouts to Street Fighter. Shoutouts to
Street Fighter and Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah.
Listen, if you guys want to sponsor both Jackie and I, listen, my DMs are wide open right now, so feel free to hit us both up. Cut us a check. You know, sponsorship. Listen, I'd be down for that shit. I would go head over heels for that sort of stuff. So
put your like Cash App, Venmo like right here.
Yeah, right here.
Just hit my Cash App.
Next question, Jackie. If you were to compile a dream tour lineup, including yourself, who would you want to be on that lineup?
Oh, damn. Like, I don't know. Okay. Let me think about this one. Erykah Badu.
Oof, you're right.
Solange.
Okay, yeah.
Solange for sure. Missy Elliott.
Oh, got it. She's classic.
Lil Wayne.
Ooh, okay.
2 Chainz.
Okay, we vibing.
Nicki, I gotta go throw Nicki in there. Let me do some like Ari Lennox. Ari Lennox is amazing. Her, I love her. Dolly Parton. I know that's the most ridiculous concert you've ever fucking heard. And then it's just could you imagine if I was headlining those people? Like, yeah, I don't know if that would ever happen.
I feel like Dolly Parton would be like, what the fuck did I get into? You know? Yeah, like
you got Dolly Parton, you got everybody.
Dolly Parton's like, did I show up to the wrong concert venue? Like,
no, Dolly Parton's real though. That's a real one. Dolly Parton will show up, and don't play with Dolly Parton.
Listen, I don't know Dolly Parton, so like, you know, I don't want to read into it. Listen, Dolly Parton could be like the hardest motherfucker I've ever met in my entire life. So like,
she is though.
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah. Well, what I really love about her is like obviously how long she's been in the industry as a woman, like of course all that good jazz. But she really worked hard earlier in her career, not just as like a songwriter, which is something that like obviously like I really admire as an artist.
Yeah.
But like really made decisions so that she would be she had agency over her own music. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like she was the type of artist that like I feel like, you know, the industry could swallow up people or like turn them into, you know, like, you know, drug addicts or whatever, you know, all that other bad stuff. Yeah. But like, you know, she went through a lot in the industry. She's been through it so much and she's still here and she's still working at it because you could just tell like that's how passionate she is about it and like she's continuing to do it. And also she's just in her bag. Yeah. So I really respect it and I admire her for that.
I mean, she has an amusement park named after her, so I feel like
right?
if that's high key on the list. Ridiculous. That's what I need. listen,
I'm
if
a
you want to
fucking
make
fan.
Audio Addiction World, listen,
Yes.
cut me that check right now. You boy will be on
Yeah.
that shit. But shout out to Dolly Parton. She's a
Get your
hard
at
motherfucker.
tattooed on your forehead.
Just yeah. Listen, I don't want to make that a reality, so don't. I'm not trying to get an
Okay,
ad
good.
tattoo on my face, so don't.
At audio addiction.
Please don't do that. If you do that, you're in real life. I'll love you forever, but like, don't do it though, because
No,
I ain't
that's...
trying to have that liability on my hands. You
Okay,
know.
gotcha.
So, but guys, if you want to hear the Faye Universe tour, Worlds Collide, listen. You already know. I already told you about the collab situation, so it's the same shit. So make sure to add them all on Twitter. I don't know if it's gonna be enough characters, but listen, you know how to make it work. So let's get it. Let's make it poppin'. But
let's get it popping.
next question, Jackie. Favorite TV show, favorite movie. What are you rocking with?
Oh, damn, it's hard because okay, let me just answer the fucking question.
You could have answered it anywhere you wanted to.
Yeah. Movie. Fuck. I'm just gonna pick a movie that I can watch like over and over and over again, and it's Mean Girls. Like,
ooh, classic.
Yeah, I can watch that movie. It's like, are we talking about, is it the best movie ever made? Probably not, but I can watch that shit if I'm asleep on the plane. I can watch it twice in a row. Like, I can watch that movie like anytime, any day. TV show, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
for sure.
Classic.
By a long shot.
I'm so stoked that they're doing new seasons coming up, like
with the live action.
Not even the live action. They're continuing like the like animation.
Oh, the existing one.
Yeah, they're like they have like so they got the director, like producer, the people who made the original Avatar: Last Airbender, and they're doing like whole series. I think they're doing like Toph first. I'm pretty sure. Again, the internet can correct me if I'm wrong, or I'll throw up the correct article on screen here. But
oh shit, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's wild. So like, Avatar making a resurgence. So shout outs to Avatar. Love that.
Yeah.
Greatest TV show.
Ask the internet to do something. Cast me as Azula, please. I would love to do that. I would love to be that. Like, I have this theory that Azula is actually a closeted bitch, but that's like, and that's why she's so angry because she has mommy issues.
That's true. That's true.
But like, I was when they were talking about like the live action, I was like, damn, I would love to play Azula. That'd be so fly. So let's do it. Listen, let's make this conspiracy theory happen. Yeah, like that's like listen. I know there's people out there that got that like that eagle eye. The eyes. So let's make it happen. But next question, Jackie. If you're trapped on a desert island for the next month and there was one record you could bring with you to listen to, what would it be? One record.
Oh,
Footsteps in the Dark by the Isley Brothers.
Ooh, wow. So I was not expecting that one.
I mean, that song, I can listen to that song like, or I Like It by DeBarge.
Ooh, yeah, that's a great one. Shout out to DeBarge.
The fact that you also like, no, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, listen, okay, I do. Listen, I try to be as far wide branching as I can,
But yeah. And also, if we're talking about inspirations, like the Isley Brothers, like how everyone was inspired by the Isley Brothers, but that record specifically is just so, like, I can listen to that record like anytime, any place, and same with the DeBarge record too.
They're both fire, so shouts to those guys. The last thing, Jackie, been asking a lot of my guests on recently about this. For those who have made it this far, thank you for watching. Love all you so much. Bless up the fam. But what do you want people to take away from Jackie Faye, like your music, your lyrics, a combination of the two? What do you want like new listeners to take away from you specifically as an artist?
I would just like for you guys to listen, or just know that somebody like I'm out here, there's somebody like me out here, Asian American woman trying to make it in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really just trying to make art, but in that, like, I feel like just naturally there's like an experience and a story that I feel like is traditionally left, ignored, or very, very misunderstood or misrepresented. So I just want you guys to sort of, or any listener who pays attention, just to take in what I put out there and be like, oh, this shit actually exists. If you rock with it, you rock with it. Follow me on the journey and I'll hopefully keep doing the same shit. If you don't rock with it, all right, bet. Tune the fuck out. But don't come for me in my DMs. Please don't at me.
That's true.
Yeah.
If
But
Jackie
yeah,
blows up, listen, she's already been on the channel, so you already know the vibes. You know the vision. Third eye. My third eye is open. You know.
Jesus, open your third eye.
My third eye has been unlocked. You know. So
Yes,
shout out to Jesus and Mero again. Listen, if you haven't
yes,
checked them out, oh, you are missing out. Great content. But
yes,
um,
sir.
the last thing, Jackie, the most important thing, the reason why you're on here, tell the people where they can find you on social media, what you have coming up in the next couple months, anything else you'd like to plug, talk about, things of that nature.
Yes. So we got a lot. We got a lot in the works. You know, as they say in the pipeline or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So first of all, follow me at Got Jackie. That's GOTJCKIE. You'll see it. Maybe put it here. Yeah, here. Um, and I'm dropping my first EP. I think technically I've been working on this for like 4 years. Um, but it's going to be called Drip Tape, and so I'm dropping that the second part. The first part's to come later. We got a couple music videos in the works too. So just follow me on Instagram, you know, keep in cahoots with me on social media and you'll see what I'm up to. I'll always keep y'all updated. So
There we go. Well, shouts to Ashley. She's the one who hooked it up. So
yes.
big
Shout
shouts
out
to
that's
Allie.
my bitch. My bitch.
She's great. So shouts to Ashley. And listen, you already know the vibes. Go check out Jackie Faye. All of the links will be below. Her music will be down below. Listen, we're all about that Asian representation here on the channel. And you
Right?
know, listen, you gotta go check out Jackie. She killer. So listen, check all the links below. Go follow her on social media. Listen, I don't want to say it, but like if you miss out, I can't be to blame for this because I've already made it happen. The interview's out. It is here. So like you
Yes.
already know the vibes. I already know that Jackie's gonna be out here killing
Okay.
it. So go check her out. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe, share it, like it. It goes a long way. I feel like an asshole for asking for it all the time. But listen, if you don't ask for it, you'll never receive it. So thank you guys for
Exactly.
hanging out. And huge thanks to Jackie Faye for coming out and chatting with me.
Thanks everyone. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks for having me.